In our journey to manage pain, we introduced body-based activities like walking and doing things that bring us joy. And we talked about mind-based skills like meditation or mindfulness. Now, we're going to turn to what might be one of the most powerful mind skills, thinking about thinking. We're going to look at how thoughts can impact our pain and how changing our thoughts can help us feel more in control of our lives and our pain. When you're in pain, what thoughts come to mind? Usually, as pain increases, our thoughts become more negative. Surprisingly, research shows that negative thoughts can actually make the pain worse by speeding up pain signals and affecting the pain centers of our brains. These negative thoughts can also prevent us from doing things that we know we can do to make the pain better. Unhelpful thoughts lead to unhelpful behaviors. Don't worry though, everyone has negative thoughts. Sometimes these thoughts pop up automatically. For instance, you may think, my pain will never go away, or I can't do anything with my pain. Or you may have the sometimes terrifying belief that feeling pain means you're doing further damage to your body. Believing these thoughts can lead to avoiding activities and people, and it becomes less likely that we'll use the pain management skills we have. It's like a chain reaction of negative thoughts, feeling upset, avoiding others, not using the skills we already know. But here's the good news. We can break that cycle. But let's get this out of the way first. Your pain is real. Period. Your pain is valid, and you deserve compassionate support from others and from yourself. Looking at ways to challenge negative thoughts doesn't invalidate your experience in any way. It's a tool, just another tool, although an important and research-based tool, to help you manage your pain more effectively while improving your mood. In general, there are 3 key steps to challenging negative, hurtful thoughts and finding your way to more helpful solutions. 1, be aware. Be aware of the thoughts. First, you got to capture the thoughts if you want to think about thinking. 2, this is where you think about your thinking. Remember that thoughts are not facts. They are opinions, and opinions should be questioned if they aren't helpful or fair. 3, rethink your thoughts. Rethink the hurtful thoughts so they are fair and balanced. The thoughts should lift you up and motivate you to do things you know will help your pain or your mood. If it's too hard to rethink the thought, use a mantra or positive coping statement to give yourself encouragement and hope. So that's the 3 things: aware, think, and rethink. Aware, think, and rethink. Let's dive into each of those steps. The first part is to raise your present moment awareness of what you're thinking, or being mindful of your thoughts. The sooner you catch your thoughts, the better chance you have of stopping that downward spiral. We all have many, many thoughts throughout the day. Some positive, some negative, many that are somewhere in between. Thoughts include memories, fantasies, predictions about the future, or just a running commentary on the things happening around us, like noticing that your body hurts. As you learn this skill, it's sometimes helpful to just write down your thoughts so you don't have to remember them. This will make it easier in the next 2 steps where you question your thoughts. A good clue that you may be thinking negative thoughts is a sudden dip in your mood or increased tension in your body. Negative thoughts are stressful, so it makes sense if your body starts tensing up with the stress response. When you notice those sensations, ask yourself, what was I just thinking? Was it about my pain? Don't judge. Don't critique. You're just raising your awareness of thoughts. Your thoughts might be something like, I can't stand another day of this. Will this pain ever change? Why can't other people be more supportive? Or should I just give up because nothing helps? Just jot down the thought if you can. Now, since your body is probably tensed up, a good next step is to take a few calming breaths. You don't have to do a full relaxation exercise, but you can if that's what works best for you. So let's just take a few breaths, slow down your heart rate, and see if you can relax any muscles that have tensed up. Now you're ready for step 2, where you think about your thinking. First, you might ask yourself, is this thought helpful or hurtful? Notice I didn't say is it true or false because that's often too difficult to prove. Just ask, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it's helping, then great, leave it alone. In fact, you might want to bookmark it so you can use it again later. If the thought isn't helping, and negative thoughts almost never do, then it's time to question it. Remember that thoughts are not facts. a thought is just a mental event. Thoughts are opinions that are often based on incomplete information, and they may be greatly affected by your mood. So you might ask yourself, is this thought fair and balanced? When we hurt, it's usually pretty easy to remember everything negative and to forget the positives, like the times you were able to manage your pain or enjoy time with others. Take a step back. Make sure you're remembering both sides of the coin. Is this thought fair and balanced? Next, look for the evidence. Have you had experiences that might suggest this thought isn't accurate? For example, if the thought is, I give up, this pain will never change, I'll never get better. Think back to times when your pain has gone up or down. In other words, a time when it has changed. Think back to days that were maybe better than others, days when your pain did get better. You most likely have a lot of inner strength and resilience that you've temporarily forgotten. And last, you might ask yourself, is this thought the right size? When we hurt, it's easy to magnify what we're feeling and magnify how bad it is and how bad it's going to get. Yes, what's happening is bad and it's unfair, but are you imagining the right-sized outcome? Once you've questioned your thoughts, it's time to move to step 3. Now you're going to rethink your thinking. If you're feeling tense in your body again, take some of those deep breaths to help you settle back down. Now it's time to rethink those thoughts. Here you rewrite your thoughts so they are fair, balanced, and right-sized. This can be tough because we may have a deeply held habit of thinking negatively. You might try some of these strategies. If someone you loved shared these negative thoughts with you, what would you say to them? How would you support them and help them have more hope? This strategy is all about helping us have the same compassion for ourselves as we have for others. Try the yes, but technique. If you thought, this pain is horrible and it will never get better, rethink it to say, yes, this pain is horrible, but I have good days and bad days. Or yes, this pain has been part of my life for many years and there's no cure in sight, but there are things I can do to help reduce my suffering. This strategy acknowledges that part of the original thought is true, but overall it is too negative and unhelpful. Third, imagine you're a judge looking at the evidence for and against a particular thought. If the original thought is, if I get out of bed and start moving, I'll be in horrible pain, so I should just lie here all day. The judge would love to look for evidence for and against that thought. Yes, you've had bad days with horrible pain. Yes, exerting yourself physically can sometimes trigger a pain flare-up. But the judge would also see that lying in bed has weakened your muscles, reduced stamina, and reduced flexibility. The judge would see that you've been doing okay with some light activities in the past, and sometimes even felt good afterwards. So the judge might rewrite that thought to, when I get out of bed and start moving, I'm often sore and ache more at first. But if I pace myself and don't overdo it, I can sometimes feel better. Lying in bed all day doesn't really help, and it isolates me from the people and the things that I love. If I'm going to be in pain regardless, I might as well be doing something. After you've rewritten those thoughts, you're well on your way to finding a solution to your pain flare-up. Just as negative thoughts push us down, more positive thoughts can lift us up. Repeat the more positive thoughts to yourself and see how they make you feel. If you can't come up with a way to rewrite the thought, try replacing it with something else entirely, like a mantra or what is sometimes called a coping statement. These are simple, pre-written statements that help you feel encouraged and more in control. Some people even write them out on index cards or put them on sticky notes around the house. You can say them to yourself over and over again, and it might be something like, I've gotten through this before, and I can do it again. This too shall pass. Or I'm a strong, resilient person just having a bad day. Later, we'll do an exercise and help you come up with your own statements. And your coach can help you with this too. Now, think about what other things, maybe movement, activities, or behaviors, you can do that might help solve or at least reduce the problem of your ongoing chronic pain. How can you nurture yourself? What brings you some relief? Engage in activities that bring you joy, relaxation, or a sense of connection. Embrace practices such as gentle movement, mindfulness, and self-expression to discover what resonates with you. There's no guarantee it'll work, but your chances are far better than doing nothing at all. So there you have it. Thinking about thinking. Be aware of your thoughts. Think about your thoughts. Rethink your thinking. Awareness, thinking, and rethinking. And don't forget to mix in some deep breathing or other relaxation exercises. Create your own space and your own mindset for healing. It'll take practice, and you might get stuck. But remember, you have your coach to help you out. You've got this.